Hey everyone, GT Goose here, and today I'm going to go over the TCCG season, Web of Lies. This is the 5th season that he has made. It is kind of complicated. It has a bunch of elements that he adds that are really good, maybe not so good, and some that are okay. It's not a perfect season. It has flaws. And now, before I begin, I am going to say a few things. One, I do appreciate all of the support that I have been getting throughout the past few reviews. I know I haven't really said much, but I do appreciate it, and I will be continuing to make more. That brings me into the next thing. My upload rate has not been that good. I think the last one I made was like a couple of weeks ago, and that's basically been due to college. I've been really focused on my academics, so I haven't been really able to put out as much as I would want to. So hopefully I'm able to get this review out this weekend, and hopefully Rosie's. Last but not least, I'm going to start to read notes off of papers that I make. So like right here, you can kind of see I have notes that I'll be doing for today. It's just because I feel like a lot of times during my reviews, especially like the first couple, I kept forgetting things, and I would have to go back later into the recording and then redo it and redo the whole entire like talk. And it kind of gets a little annoying after so much attempts of doing that. So I'm going to read off the list, and then point some things out as I go, just so I don't forget anything. And with that, I'm going to go over the review for Web of Lies. The first thing I do want to talk about is the murder weapons. I think the murder weapons this season are one of the weakest things, considering that I feel like half of the weapons this season are either knives or guns. It just is very basic. There really isn't much creativity with the deaths. I mean, there are some cool things that they do with the knives. Like, I think there's one case where someone's eyes get poked out, which is, oh yeah, that's pretty nasty. But it just, I was hoping for a little bit more, I don't know, just more creativity. They're just, I don't know. I feel like knives and guns are just like about as basic as I can get. Overall, with the victim and killer choices, I think they are kind of all over the place. I feel like, there's a decent start to it. I feel like it really picks off in the middle of the season with some quite unexpected like murder killer choices, and especially the victim choices. Looking at some of the cases, I had Ben Torde and Sean Feemore, as well as Fabian Mark Holman, who are very like unexpected victim choices. They didn't appear for multiple cases, and then out of nowhere, bang, they dead. There's some cases where these people die a few cases later, but the cool thing about this season is that then there's sometimes where people die immediately. You have people like Mark Rainfield, Gordon Foster, who basically die the next case. And you can't really predict when people are going to die, and I think that's really cool. I like that whole kind of unexpected twist that constantly happens throughout the season. Speaking of sick twist and really cool cases, I think case 30 is an amazing case. It has a really good murder weapon, being an explosion. The victim choice, amazing. The president of the USA, and the killer choice, which I think was a really good pick. It was kind of just out of nowhere. Bodyguard, like, hey, wasn't expecting that. And with that, then I'm going to go into the topic of design choices. Yes, the design choices were pretty alright this season. I think they're pretty good, kind of in par to last season. The only issue is I feel like, unlike last season, there is a lot more copy and pasting that I'm starting to notice again, which sucks. That's kind of a step in the wrong direction. And I made a whole list. I think I got like 6 or 7 people I wanted to point out. I got Jessica Cooper, Jordan Scott, Elvira Grimes, Kathy Levine, Gordon Fraser, and Maria Del Toro. And as you can kind of see with whatever's popping up or whatever I edit right here, you can kind of just see sort of the copy and paste that happens. There's not too much of it. It's not that bad of an issue, but still, I mean, I would have rather had it if TCCG just didn't do it at all. I also wanted to point out Larry Bowman. I don't know about you, but he looks like Hide the Pain Harold. I don't know. I can see the resemblance. The poses this season are really good, and I can finally see TCCG really picking it up a notch. It kind of became an issue for a few seasons. It was kind of just same thing, same pose. But this season, he changes it, and it's really good. Are the poses insane? No, but they're somewhat different, and he does change it up sometimes. It's not to say you have to change a suspect pose every single case, but it certainly adds a lot, and I feel like TCCG really does a good job this season at that. Now, if all of you don't know, TCCG has made videos for his fan fiction. The past 5 seasons I've been reviewing have been like images. There haven't been like actual like videos where there's chapter arts, suspect like lineups with you know, the stickers and like all the scenes and stuff like that. But this is the first time where starting at case 22 for some reason we start getting those. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like I don't know, I mean, they're cool, you know, they got it's very, very basic. There's nothing that much crazy about it, but it definitely does add the entertainment to the viewer. You know, like I think the first ever case that he made, the victim is this, you know, this blonde girl. She looks like she's in like maybe her 40s, maybe like early 50s, something like that, like not too old. But then they show the victim sticker, and you know, I don't know about you, but I just don't think that's the same person. Like, I'm not trying to point out every single bad thing TCCG does, but like, come on, this, like, we got like a 40-year-old and an 80-year-old, like those are not the same people. Now I'm gonna go over what I think to be the best suspect of the season, and for this season, I really wanted to give it to one person, and then there's another person who I thought was really good too, so I'm giving it to 2 people this time. I'm going to give it to Ben Torde and Sean Fearmore. My explanation for these being that Ben has like probably like the best design I have seen yet. I don't know. I guess it's not that amazing, but I thought it was really cool. Like, listen, this man, if there's one person who should reappear in future seasons or cases, it should be this guy. This guy looks sick. And the other person I want to give it to is, yeah, Sean Fearmore. He just plays a super good villain. There really aren't too much evil bad guys this season, you know. But I feel like this guy just scares me. He looks terrifying. He has like just a hood on sometimes. He just like, he's got like this black outfit on, like he's just like some demon follower. It's scary. This man scares me. Like, this is someone I could lose sleep over. This man, don't trust him. Now for my highlights, I'm almost guaranteed to miss someone important, so like, look, I tried my best with these, but here we go. Let's do this. We got Tom Fisher, Sean Fearmore, Ben Torde, Fabian Mark Holman, Dylan Baldwin, Gina Bulatova, Sebastian McFree, Richard Dixon. I love Jack Sawyer's appearance. I think he's, again, just like Ben Torde, I think both of them have really good designs. We got Walter Sanchez, Mark Rainfield, and last but not least, Emil Strongberg. There's a ton of really good suspects this season, and I mean, even with that huge list, I'm still not going to be able to get all of them, but you know, I try my best. I feel like as the seasons go on, there's going to be more and more characters, so I might have to limit the amount I do, because it's going to probably reach to like 20, then 30 by the time I reach like time check and SU. So I don't know. Now that TCCG has started to make these videos kind of in like the Najal Wasal format, I'm also going to start doing MLCAs. If you don't know what that means, it stands for Most Lit Case Arts. And yes, I'm doing that once per season. I'm picking the best art choice. And for this season, I'm giving it to Case 28, Chapter 2. I just love not only Fabian's like pose, but also just like this burning, what I don't even know what it is, like just like this burning metal that's just about to explode in front of his face. I love the lighting. I just love his pose. This is just, I don't know, I love it. The golden chainsaw goes to Case 30, which is the explosion. Really cool way of dying, getting blown in 1,000,000 pieces. I don't know. There really wasn't much with the whole like knives and guns, as I mentioned earlier, but I feel like the explosion makes up for it. And the dull machete for the lamest kill is going to go to Case 12. You know, and it couldn't even get up to the gun or knife caliber. It just chose a simple chokeholds with a hand. So basically someone died because someone went like this to them. Which, I'll tell you what, it definitely takes more than that to kill someone. Either that or this guy must have been bulking out at the gym or something. The fact that he could just go to someone like this and just snap their neck. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't feel like it could work. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. When I originally did this season, I gave it a light to a decent 4. But kind of now, after looking back at it into closer depth and detail, I'm going to have to give it somewhere around a strong 4 to a late 5 on this one. I feel like it is slightly not as good as Modern Crimes. I feel like the consistency with the killer and victim choices goes all over the place. The murder weapons were pretty eh. But he starts to add more and more elements, and the elements that he adds this season are really good. The criminal case new style that he adds is really cool, like the background. He starts making, you know, new like videos. Yes, they're basic, but he's starting to make them. Web of Lies, underrated.